Number 23 on our Cache Valley Media Group's list of the top 25 Aggies is Placekicker Connor Coles. 5'11", 215 pounds, a graduate senior. In fact, he graduated from Utah State in the spring of 2021 with a degree in political science. He's been seeing a little action as a kickoff guy for the Aggies, but all of a sudden now, last year became the place kicker, replacing Dominic Eberle during the championship year. He had a high school championship in Bozeman, Montana, and now he added the championship last year, hitting 20 of 29 field goals. He also made 52 PATs for the Aggies last year. Again, to score points and win games, you need to have a good place kicker. Number 23 on our list is Connor Coles.
Yeah, so Connor Coles, place kicker. I'll tell you, the first thing I heard first thing I thought of, and Eric too, because we listened to this, this little bit. Thanks to Al Lewis for voicing these. First thing we thought when we listened to it yesterday was 5'11", 215 pounds. He's built like a stocky running back as a place kicker. But last year, one of the more productive kicking seasons in Utah State history. When you look at what he did, he actually had the most field goal attempts by any kicker, single season. These are all going to be single season statistics that I name off. First in field goals attempted with 29. He made 20 of them, so he went 20 of 29. The 20 field goal makes is fourth all-time. He made 52 PATs, which I believe Al Lewis mentioned. That's third all-time, as is his PATs attempted. So third in PATs attempted and made. Went 52 of 54, so he missed a couple. And then fourth in points scored for a single season with 112. Now, obviously, he's not the greatest kicker of all time because that was Dominic Eberle, so he's not caught up to Eberle yet. May not. Those are quite some those are some shoes to fill. Pretty tricky, but for a program that was bemoaning a lack of good kickers, some of the biggest frustrations in program history in the last decade or so has come down to kickers. And heck, Eberle was a part of that. He had a really bad kicking game in a bowl game. And then obviously Wisconsin, way back when, like 2012. But there's been some really big disappointments from kickers, and so to have a guy who was productive and mostly reliable, it's a great thing to have. You want to have a mostly reliable kicker. And hopefully a mostly reliable radio host who doesn't cough into his mic all the time. But the one knock against him right now is his accuracy. 20 of 29, I think, is in the mid-60s in terms of percentage. Do some quick math here on my computer. 20 of 29, 68.9%. Basically 69% if you're doing the math. So nice, but not nice. The good thing about that, though, is that it was mostly isolated to a few games. He was 1 of 3 against Boise State, 0 for 3 against UNLV, and 1 for 3 at San Diego State. That accounts for 7 of his 9 misses. So outside of those games, he goes 18 of 20, which is a clean 90%, which would rank first all time. But he did have those 3 bad games, 3 separate occasions, 3 out of 14 games. So if you're having 3 bad games out of 14, that's still not a good thing. That's, the thing about being a good kicker is you need to be reliable whenever, wherever. Got to be like Shakira, whenever, wherever, whenever. That's the mark of a great kicker. It's why Adam Vinatieri is one of the greatest kickers ever. Is he the greatest in terms of kicking? No, but he came up really big in big situations. That's why he might make the Hall of Fame as a kicker, is because he came up clutch. It wasn't so much his overall kicking prowess, which was good. He was just really, really clutch. So hopefully Connor Coles will improve upon that consistency. He definitely has the trust of his head coach. I know several times during the season Blake Anderson talked about the reliability of Connor Coles, and obviously him taking the most field goals of any kicker in Utah State history. Blake Anderson clearly trusts his place kicker.